backstage by Byron and didn't say anything.
I was told to. They wanted me on TV during the interview to act as scared as possible. I don't know if that came off. However, I know I looked worried and didn't say anything. And then the next week was when I think his name is Johnny Knockout. Mm-hmm. He came out, and I really don't know if it was written for him or if he said it himself. But if it was written for him, I'm just very happy it wasn't me. When he was like, "I like big sweaty men." Right. Now, if that's your thing, I don't judge.
Right.
Do your thing.
Yeah.
That's not my thing.
Yeah.
And if I were to say that, my best friends from back home, and I have the best friends that will literally give me shit every single day until the day I die if something bad or something weird happens to me. So if I would have had said that on live television, I still would have had texts coming in today from that happening.
You would have gotten a lot of pictures of big hairy men. Let me tell you.
That's what I'm saying. But I was the only extra talent used against Strowman that had backstage interview and full entrance, and got to use my real name.
That's right.
So because they used my real name, I actually was trending at number 7 worldwide that night, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I couldn't use my phone for 2 days. Literally, it was notifications out the ass. Like my phone battery was just dying consistently. Yeah. But wrestling Braun Strowman was like so far the greatest moment of my life, because obviously that's Monday Night Raw, a show I grew up watching. I got really lucky with that opportunity. It actually wasn't supposed to go to me. They gave it to Sasha Jarevko.
Oh, okay.
They laid out the whole plan for Sasha and things of that, and then right after they laid out the plans, because it was me, Sasha, and Mikey O'Shea all lined up.
Right.
And Mikey was too big for what they wanted. And then they asked us who had the most experience, and it was Sasha. And so to me, I was like, that's fair. Give the guy with the most experience the opportunity. So they laid out the whole plan to Sasha, and bless his heart, he didn't get fucking angry with me. But after they laid out the plan, they looked at me. They're like, you know what? I think this will be better suited for you because you're just a little bit smaller than Sasha.
Right.
And of course, I'm ecstatic. I'm like, all right, fuck yeah, let's do it. But me and Sasha are really good friends. Like, Sasha, when I first moved to SoCal, Sasha was like one of the first guys to like talk to me, be nice to me, things of that nature. And so, like, when they took it from him after giving it to him, I felt fucking awful. Yeah. But I am very grateful for that opportunity.
I kind of think because we've had Sasha here before, and I think they made the right choice. Because Sasha, to me, just, no offense, but he kind of looks like he'd be able to, he doesn't, like he would be able to give the same facial expression. Yeah. Like that worried kind of, and you came off really well on that. Like,
and to
Sasha's
like credit,
your pants.
to Sasha's credit, he and Mikey O'Shea did have a tag team match the next night. I want to say against American Alpha, but I can't be sure. It was against, and it was on SmackDown. Yeah. So he still had his opportunity, which I'm happy for, because if he had nothing, I would have felt like shit. Yeah. But that whole day was just a lot of people say if you don't get nervous no matter what type of match you have, then you shouldn't be doing it. I don't know if I believe that, because I've never been, no matter what I've been doing, whether it was like theater class in high school and middle school, or football games when growing up, or just anything where I'm in front of a crowd, I usually don't get nervous. And that's just me personally. I've never like shook so much in my entire life before that Braun Strowman match. Not because I'm scared of Strowman, obviously. Right. It was just like, holy shit, I'm about to be on live Monday Night Raw. Like, what am I about to do right now? Like, what if I slip going down the ramp? What if I like destroy the promo? I've never been so nervous in my life. And luckily, when I got in the ring, it was good to go. But
yeah, I mean, the honest truth, I know you say you weren't scared of Braun, but when you get in the ring and he comes in the ring, and you see how big
he's freaking huge.
How tall is he? He's about 6'8"?
They bill him as 6'8", and I believe it.
Yeah,
he's fucking huge.
Yeah.
What scared me was at the end of the match. If you watch the match on YouTube or Reddit, wherever, after he pins me, he grabs me with one arm by a leg and literally throws me out the ring. That was 100% his strength. I didn't help him do that. I didn't know he was going to do that. This dude legitimately with one arm threw me out the ring by one leg, and I was like, this motherfucker is strong. What is going on? That, like, the dude is a legit strong man, like straight up.
I kid you, I was there at that Anaheim show, and I remember looking back because I sat on the aisle seats or whatever on the floor, and I looked back and I saw you, and I'm like, man, this guy's gonna go against the ball. And I remember him throwing, and I'm like, oh my god, I think the guy's dead.
No, that was when I watched it back that night when I got home. I never knew, like, I work hard for the physique I have, but I never knew how small I actually was compared to someone like Braun Strowman. I was like 182 at the time, and this dude's close to 300. And because when I was on the phone with my girlfriend at the time, her mom called me that night, and she was like, "You look like such a baby out there." I was like, "That is not what I want to hear right now." And like once I saw that match, I instantly I started dieting and working out and gained 20 pounds after that match because I was like, I can't be that fucking small. I cannot be that small with dreams of being in WWE unless like I want to be Colin Delaney. No offense to Colin Delaney, this dude that was signed.
Could be James Ellsworth.
I will take either of those guys' career, obviously, but for my personal goals, I knew I had to be bigger for what I want to do. So, because Braun Strowman made me feel like a bitch.
Just because you said girlfriend at the time, does that mean she after you lost to Braun, huh?
I wish that was the case.
Well, so watching on Facebook Live, we're gonna go ahead and end that live stream. If you want to keep watching or listening, make sure you check us out at WrestlingGuyPodcast.com.
Keep doing it.
Those guys that are listening in, we have right here half of the EWF Tag Team Champions, Jorel Nelson. We're talking about Braun Strowman and Kane and how much fun it was wrestling Braun Strowman. But, yeah, I would have. I was in that crowd, and I'm telling you, I felt bad for you at that time because I was like, oh, my God, poor guy.
It was... I almost dislocated my shoulder in that match on the reverse choke slam that he does.
Yeah.
But I ended up fine. It was all good. And so... still the greatest night of my life, wrestling-wise. Nothing has topped that, obviously.
Shoot, I wouldn't. I don't think I'd take the beating, though. Did he at least tell you something afterwards? Like, hey, good job, man. I don't
think I saw him at all after that. I don't know.
Probably you didn't want to, huh?
That was in August. So, yeah, I don't know where he went after that match. But... I know I got a head nod from the referee that night. I don't remember who the referee was. I'm sorry. But other than that, like after the match, I just went back to catering. Or I went back to the locker room and just sat there for a while because I was like... It was probably like a 3-4 minute segment. But like to me, it felt like a lifetime. And I was just like, holy shit. Like I was from being 6 years old watching Monday Night Raw to like wrestling on Monday Night Raw. Like I will always have that moment. And so, forever grateful.
What did your parents...
Oh,
Did they watch it?
Yeah.
Oh, did you tell them you were going to be on?
So I told my parents, and I told my girlfriend, and I told all of my really close best friends that I grew up with. Outside of that, I didn't tell anybody. And so everyone that I told, they all found their way to a television to watch it. Because for them, I've always been like... If any friend was going to do what they always said they were going to do, for whatever reason, they always said it was going to be me.
Right.
And so, as big as the moment that was for me, it was also a big moment for them because they've been there since day one. And like the group of friends I have, it's the same group of friends. I'm not a big like go and make new friends type of person. So, like they were extremely happy for me. My parents were extremely happy for me. They watched it live. They watched it with me, or they watched it again with me on the phone because I was like, "What'd you think?" So they rewound it and watched it again. It was a really cool night.
Did they think you were dead like I did?
My mom always was. If my mom's ever in a crowd and you're in the crowd, you'll know who she is because she doesn't stop screaming her fucking head off. Stop it! Stop it! As soon as I hear that, I'm like, oh, yep, she's worried.
And this wasn't the first time you did anything with WWE. Back in 2011, right? You did a camp.
Yeah, I was green as goose shit, but found my way to WWE camp.
How did that come about?
So that was back when wrestlers could apply to sign up for... This was when they were in Tampa with FCW.
Okay.
So this is pre-Performance Center. Right. And I saw that they were opening applications for tryouts, and obviously I want to try out with WWE. So I filled out the application, and then like a week or two later, I got accepted. And I don't know if they accepted everybody or if they only accepted certain people. But I got accepted, and I shouldn't have gone because like 2 months before the tryout. So the tryout was in late September, and so this is like 3 months. The tryout was in late September, 3 months prior, if that math is correct. Math is not my strong suit.
No, we got our math with right
July,
here.
August, September. It sounds about right.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I had surgery for the first time on my right shoulder. So I had torn my labrum in my senior year of high school playing football. But I didn't know it was torn as bad as it was. So when I started training in wrestling near the end of my senior year to my very first surgery, I dislocated my shoulder close to 40 times. And that was me losing count, so it could have been way more. And I'm talking like I could be playing catch with my friends outside with football and try and swat the ball out of the air. My shoulder would go out, and I'd have to like put it back in.
Yeah.
In almost every match I was having, this was back when I started in 2011. I had my first match in 2011. So that camp was in 2012 then. Yeah, the camp was 2012. I had my first match in 2011.
Our math is just off on all
It's
this.
okay. I took advanced algebra twice in high school, so you can put the blame on me. Yeah, in almost every match I was having, I was dislocating my shoulder. So, like, in my very early matches that I made sure are no longer on YouTube. But if they were, in almost every match, you could see me at some point in the match, like, putting my shoulder back in place. Like, sometimes it would go in easy, sometimes it would go in by itself, and sometimes I would just have to be like, fuck, and, like, actually put it in.
That's my reaction right now. Like, damn, I've never done that.
Right? So
I've only heard about it, people doing that, but I've never.
It's not fun.
Done it. No.
The very first time, so when I tore my labrum on the first dislocation, it was one of the worst pains I've ever felt in my life. Like, it brought me to tears. I'm not ashamed to say it.
Yeah.
I'm usually really good with pain management. That shit was ridiculous. But I had surgery in June of 2012, and I got accepted to the WWE camp after the surgery, and I was like, well, fuck, I'm not going to not go.
Yeah.
This is WWE. Like, I'm going to go and tough it out. So I had, like, zero training for this. I did as much as I could, but I couldn't do anything with my upper body. And so it's a 3-day camp. The first day, I was doing really well with the conditioning drills and things of that nature. And so when I was trained we were doing a drop-down drill. When I was trained to do drop-downs, it was drop-down quick and light. So, like, you're not making noise when you're dropping down. But during the drill, I'm watching all the other guys doing drop-downs, and they're slamming their right arm to the ground, like, hard, like, making noise. That was that was quiet as fuck. But, like, they're slamming their arm on the mat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and everyone was doing it except for me. I was like, was I taught wrong? Like, so I go in and then I start doing it, and as soon as I do my first one, I completely re-tear my labrum again. So the shoulder I just had surgery on a few months prior completely gives, and I just I hit, and then I just come up to my knees quick, and I just hold my arm. And this is when Bill DeMott was still there. He was like, "Get up, keep going," and then they realized I was hurt. They're like, "Are you hurt?" And I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "All right, out of the ring, go see the doctor," because they're trying to keep the camp going, obviously. So that was within the first few hours of day one, and they didn't let me back in the ring at all. Day one. Day two, they didn't let me back into the ring until I forced myself, the last half of it. And then the last half of day two, I killed it as much as I could. I was just sucking up the pain because I don't believe in pain medication and things of that nature. So I'm just going through the pain. Jason Jordan was there.
Oh, okay.
And he was helping coaching. And I remember, whatever drill I was doing, he was really impressed by how I was doing it. So I remember him, specifically taking my name down. And we all had numbers, and he took my number down, too. But I don't think I had sat out for so long. And then day three was promo day and, talking and things of that nature. And my promo back then was fucking shit. I trained with, so everyone knows him now as Darby Allin.
Okay.
He and I come from the same wrestling school in Everett, Washington. Buddy Wayne.